Hi Amy, welcome to the Village Green Lodge. Today I'm going to make a delicious recipe that I have made for our family for years. It's called beef tips and garlic buttered noodles. What I'm doing is starting with my pan, and I've taken about 1.5 pounds of sirloin steak. It could be round steak, tenderloin, whatever you prefer to use. And we're going to brown that in the pan. Let that cook until it's just got a nice browning on it. Now what we're going to do is add our onions. We've got about 1 large onion, all chopped. And I've got about 2 teaspoons of garlic. Now you can either use fresh garlic, or if you're in a hurry, you can use the garlic that comes all chopped and in a jar. So get these mixed in there and let those cook a little bit. And then what we're going to do now is add our flavor, which is going to consist of 2 tablespoons of flour. That's going to be our thickening. We're going to add about 1/2 teaspoon of thyme, about 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg, little garlic powder, little onion powder. Those are always good things in there. And now what we're going to do is just stir this until the flour and the seasoning actually is kind of toasting in there. And it's just kind of thickening, because that's what's going to make the gravy. So now that's pretty good. What we're going to do is add about 2 cups of beef broth, and about 1/2 cup of red wine. Now you can use cooking wine, or you can just use any kind of red wine that you have around the house, because what the red wines that are for cooking just have a little more sodium in them, but just the good red wines you drink, those don't. So it really gives it a delicious flavor. So we're going to let this simmer. It's going to simmer for about an hour. And then what we're going to do is add our mushrooms. Got about a cup of mushrooms that are sliced. Those are just going to simmer in there too while the meat is simmering and getting tender. So what we'll do is we'll cover this and let it cook for about an hour. We're making noodles to go with our beef tips, and these are parsley and garlic buttered noodles. We're going to take about 2 tablespoons of butter, add them to our cooked noodles here, and then I took about 1/4 cup of fresh parsley, chopped that up, and we're going to stir that in there. Just gives it a really fresh flavor. And I'm going to add a little garlic powder. It's kind of to your flavor. Taste a little pepper. And a little salt. So it's ready to serve. Okay, what I'm going to do here, our beef tips are finished. Gravy's all nice and thick. Mushrooms are cooked. So plate this up and share our delicious beef tips with noodles. And that beef is nice and tender because it's been cooking for about an hour. And they're just little strips, so nice bite-sized pieces. And there's beef tips and noodles.